This is absolutely the most gruesome horror movie I've ever seen, and the only zombie film with so much color everywhere. It's Wings of the Dead, released in 2015. The film is high-octane from start to finish, and I strongly recommend watching it alone under the covers. The story takes place at a biological research institute in the United States. A cleaning worker discovers a man with bulging veins while cleaning. Out of curiosity, the worker glances at the man's wristband and is so startled that he bumps into the machine behind him. The man's vital signs suddenly drop rapidly. The worker immediately performs CPR, but accidentally freezes the man's chest with too much force. The next second, the man suddenly awakens and attacks the worker like a mad dog. Inside the room, the doctor is engrossed in shopping and completely unaware of what's happening outside. By the time he realizes what's happening, the worker has become a bloodthirsty zombie. Meanwhile, a group of Boy Scouts are preparing for a camping trip when they accidentally hit a wild deer. Just as Zio Shua was changing the tire, Curly's sister, Ame, happened to pass by and invited them to the evening's dance. Zio Shua, finding her attractive, chatted with her for a bit. But when he turned around, he discovered the dead deer was gone. Meanwhile, the captain was about to meet up with the others. Halfway there, he noticed something in the bushes. Curious, he went to investigate. A second later, a deer suddenly lunged out and attacked him like a mad dog. The captain immediately pulled out a dagger and stabbed the deer in the neck, managing to free himself. The captain fixed his hair and was about to leave when the group successfully arrived at their destination, but the captain was nowhere to be seen. That night, Zio Shua and Curly secretly slipped away to attend the party Ame had invited them to. Strangely, the usually bustling town. The night was unusually quiet, and the convenience store windows were shattered. The two men, finding this strange, went into a bar to investigate. Just as they were wondering why no one was around, a voluptuous woman emerged, her alluring dance making their hearts pound. As they watched, a zombie suddenly charged out. Terrified, they ran for their lives. In the chaos, Zio Shua hid in the bathroom, but the zombie quickly followed and easily smashed open their anus. In the nick of time, the blonde woman shot the zombie in the head. She must be a bartender, having survived with considerable skill. The three had barely run outside when they encountered another zombie. The blonde woman reloaded and shot it in the head, but the loud noise attracted more zombies. They immediately got into their car, ready to escape the town, but just then, just seconds after starting, the wheel came off, forcing everyone to get out and reinstall it. The blonde girl stood in front, fending off the approaching zombies. While they were out of ammunition, the two managed to repair the wheel. Suddenly, a zombie crouched down, its head and legs moving in a swift motion, and charged towards them. Soon after, the group went to the police station for help, but the police had already evacuated. Worse still, a large number of zombies were approaching. The three immediately hid inside, locking the door and keeping the horde of zombies outside. Just as they breathed a sigh of relief, an infected police officer came out, firing wildly with his pistol. The young man immediately retaliated with a fire extinguisher, and together with the curly-haired man's guillotine, they successfully dealt with the zombie. But before they could celebrate, the zombies outside broke through the door and surged in. The three fled, eventually taking refuge inside. Although they were temporarily safe in the prison, they were still trapped inside. Just as everyone was at a loss, loud music blared outside, attracting the surrounding zombies. Little Fatty arrived and successfully opened the cell. The group quickly escaped. While closing the iron gate, a female zombie's clothes got stuck. During their escape, they encountered a soldier named Zio Hai. With his help, they decided to find Ame first. However, upon arriving at their destination, they found no dance party but a garbage dump. It seemed Ame's boyfriend had given them a fake address. Just then, the blonde noticed the bite mark on Zio Hai's hand. The next second, Zio Hai lunged at the blonde. Hearing the noise, the group rushed to help, but unexpectedly, the blonde was even more ferocious than the zombie, grabbing Zio Hai's head in a matter of minutes. Just then, Zio Hai's walkie-talkie crackled to life. The message was that the military would be bombing the town at 3 a.m. to prevent the spread of the virus, leaving only 2 hours. Suddenly, Curly remembered that his sister, Ame, kept a diary and would surely record the address of the ball. Curly immediately led his companions home, but after searching the entire room, they couldn't find the diary. Instead, a large group of zombies stormed in. The group immediately went upstairs and blocked the door. Seeing the door about to be breached, Curly, being tall and daring, jumped onto the weighing bed and bounced out into the yard. Since this method worked, the others followed suit. Just as Zio Shuai was about to leave, he saw the fallen diary. To rescue his goddess Ame, Zio Shuai had to go back and find it. However, as he jumped, the area below was already teeming with zombies. Fortunately, Zio Shuai managed to grab onto a zombie's skin. Thanks to this, the blonde girl didn't fall. She immediately climbed over the wall to lure the zombies away. Zio Shuai seized the opportunity to jump over the weighing bed and successfully escape to the outside of the courtyard. Then, he drove away with the others. After the crisis was over, the blonde girl rode her bike to find rescue, while Zio Shuai and the other two continued to search for Ame. They went to the supermarket and looted a large number of weapons. Meanwhile, a zombie had infiltrated the dance party and bit Ame's boyfriend. Ame was terrified and tried to escape, but as soon as the door opened, a large number of zombies poured in, and the dance party quickly became a living hell. People were constantly being tackled and bitten. Just then, 3 cobblers suddenly appeared at the stairwell. It was Zio Shuai and his friends. They picked up their homemade weapons and began to frantically harvest zombies from the horde. After a fierce battle, Zio Shuai finally found Ame and successfully covered the other survivors' evacuation. For everyone's safety, Zio Shuai immediately closed the door. Seeing their ammunition was running out, the 3 had no choice but to run upstairs. They arrived at an empty basketball court, but tragically, it was a dead end with no other exit. Seeing the escape room, Zio Pang pulled out a bundle of explosives, ready to take the zombies down with him. But at the crucial moment, the lighter wouldn't light. Just then, the blonde girl suddenly appeared and opened a passage. The instant the zombies broke through the door, Zio Pang successfully lit the explosives and quickly jumped into the passage. Soon after, the rescue team arrived to clean up the mess. At the end of the story, encouraged by the blonde girl, Zio Shuai successfully confessed his love to Ame. Honestly, if it were me, I would definitely choose the blonde girl. What do you think? That's all for today's story. I'm Zio Mo. See you next time.